The Toyota Land Cruiser J200 series, manufactured between 2007 and 2021, is renowned for its toughness, reliability, and unparalleled off-road capabilities. Whether you're driving on rugged terrain or cruising through city streets, the J200 has earned its place as one of the most capable 4x4 vehicles. However, like all vehicles, the Land Cruiser J200 has its share of faults, especially as it ages. If you're a proud owner or considering purchasing one, it's essential to know the common issues and how to address them. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the 10 most frequent faults faced by Toyota Land Cruiser J200 owners and the solutions to each. By understanding these issues, you'll be better prepared to maintain your Land Cruiser in top condition for years to come. Let's break it down from the 10th most common fault to the most critical one. 10. Air suspension system failure. The Toyota Land Cruiser J200 comes equipped with an advanced air suspension system, which provides a smooth and comfortable ride. However, this system is not without its issues. One of the most common problems reported by J200 owners is air suspension failure. This issue typically involves the air compressor, air springs, or air lines, which can wear out or develop leaks over time. The air suspension system requires regular maintenance. If your Land Cruiser begins to sag at the rear, makes unusual noises, or you notice that the ride quality has deteriorated, it's time to inspect the system. First, check the air compressor for faults. If it's malfunctioning, it might need replacement. 9. Fuel system problems. Over time, the fuel system in your Land Cruiser J200 may start to show signs of wear. Common issues include clogged fuel injectors or a dirty fuel filter, which can result in poor engine performance, rough idling, or stalling. If you're experiencing these issues, start by inspecting the fuel filter. A clogged fuel filter can restrict the flow of fuel to the engine, causing power loss. Replacing the fuel filter is a relatively simple and inexpensive fix. If the problem persists, the fuel injectors may need to be cleaned or replaced. Regular maintenance, such as using high-quality fuel and additives, can also help to prevent the buildup of dirt and debris in the fuel system. 8. Transmission failure. Transmission issues are common in older Toyota Land Cruiser J200 models. Drivers often report rough shifting or slipping gears, usually caused by low transmission fluid or wear in internal components like the transmission solenoids, seals, or clutch packs. Begin by checking the transmission fluid levels. Low fluid can lead to shifting problems, and topping it up may resolve the issue. If the fluid appears dirty or contaminated, consider getting a full transmission flush. If rough shifting or slipping persists, you may need to replace the transmission filter or even rebuild or replace the entire transmission. Regular transmission fluid changes approximately every 60,000 miles will also help prolong the life of your transmission. 7. Electrical system failures. Electrical failures are often a headache for Land Cruiser owners. The J200 has a complex electrical system that includes everything from the alternator and battery to sensors and wiring. Common issues include flickering dashboard lights, intermittent starting problems, and failure of critical electrical components like the alternator or battery. If you're experiencing starting issues, the first thing to check is the battery and alternator. Use a multimeter to test the battery voltage and ensure the alternator is charging properly. If the alternator is faulty, replace it with a high-quality replacement part. 6. Brake system wear. The Toyota Land Cruiser J200 is a heavy-duty vehicle, and its braking system takes a lot of strain, especially when driving off-road. Over time, the brake pads, rotors, and calipers can wear down, reducing braking efficiency and even causing the vehicle to pull to one side when braking. Regularly inspect the brake pads and rotors for signs of wear. If the pads are worn down, replace them immediately to avoid damage to the rotors. Rotors should also be checked for warping, scoring, or excessive wear. If you notice any of these issues, replacing them will ensure the safety and effectiveness of your braking system. Also, don't forget to change the brake fluid at the manufacturer recommended intervals to maintain proper braking performance. 5. Suspension component failures. While the air suspension system is prone to failure, traditional suspension components like shock absorbers, struts, and bushings are also known to wear out on older J200 models. Worn suspension components can result in a rough ride, excessive body roll, or decreased off-road capability. Inspect your suspension system regularly. Look for any visible signs of wear on shocks, struts, or bushings. If you experience excessive bouncing, poor handling, or unusual noises when driving over bumps, it may be time to replace these components. If you're frequently off-roading, consider upgrading to heavy-duty suspension parts that can withstand harsher conditions. 4. Engine overheating. Engine overheating is a serious problem that can lead to significant damage if not addressed promptly. Some Toyota Land Cruiser J200 models, particularly older ones, have been reported to suffer from issues such as coolant leaks, a malfunctioning thermostat, or a clogged radiator. Regularly inspect the radiator, hoses, and coolant reservoir for any signs of leaks or cracks. If the coolant level is low, or if you notice a rising temperature gauge, stop the vehicle immediately and allow the engine to cool down. A malfunctioning thermostat is often the cause of overheating, so replacing it can solve the problem. Also, check for any blockages in the radiator, as debris or mineral buildup can restrict coolant flow. 3. Timing belt failure. A common and costly issue with the Land Cruiser J200 is timing belt failure. If the timing belt breaks, it can cause significant engine damage. The timing belt synchronizes the rotation of the engine's camshaft and crankshaft, and if it snaps, it can result in bent valves, damaged pistons, or even a complete engine failure. To prevent timing belt failure, replace the timing belt at the manufacturer recommended intervals, typically around 90,000 miles. This is a relatively inexpensive fix compared to the potential cost of repairing engine damage caused by a broken timing belt. If you're unsure when your timing belt was last replaced, it's best to get it checked and replaced as a precaution. 2. Power steering leaks. Power steering fluid leaks are a common issue in many Toyota Land Cruiser J200 models. A leak in the power steering system can cause stiff steering or whining noises when turning the wheel. Inspect the power steering hoses and pump for any visible signs of leaks. If you detect a leak, replace the faulty hose or pump immediately to avoid further damage to the system. Be sure to regularly check and top up the power steering fluid to maintain smooth and responsive steering. If you experience persistent steering issues despite topping up the fluid, it's time to replace the affected components. 1. Fuel tank and pump failures. A critical issue that many Land Cruiser J200 owners experience is problems with the fuel tank and its associated components, including the fuel pump and fuel lines. Fuel leaks or issues with fuel delivery can cause poor engine performance, stalling, or even a fire hazard. Inspect the fuel tank for cracks or leaks and ensure the fuel lines are securely connected. If you smell fuel inside or around the vehicle, stop driving immediately and have the system inspected. If you notice issues with fuel delivery, the fuel pump might need replacement. It's essential to act quickly, as any issue with the fuel system can quickly escalate into a more dangerous problem. The Toyota Land Cruiser J200 is a durable and reliable vehicle, but like any other machine, it requires regular maintenance and timely repairs to keep it running at its best. By staying on top of common issues such as air suspension failure, fuel system problems, and transmission troubles, you can extend the life of your vehicle and avoid costly repairs in the future. If you're a proud owner of a Land Cruiser J200 or are considering purchasing one, it's essential to know what to look for and how to address these common faults. Regular maintenance and prompt attention to any signs of trouble can help ensure that your Land Cruiser remains a trusted companion for many years to come. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get notifications about more tips, tricks, and maintenance advice for your car. Have any experiences with common Land Cruiser issues? Share them in the comments below, and feel free to ask any questions you might have. Stay tuned for more automotive content.